Hey guys, and welcome back on a new episode of WGT. We're getting there. Guys, I'm so excited to be here again. I'm really loving this, by the way. I'm really, really loving this. I'm enjoying this. I'm really, really glad that I'm doing it. And I'm glad that you guys are loving it as well. It's a two-way thing, I love it, y'all love it, we are all happy, thank God. So today what we're gonna talk about is the difficulties that I had to face during the transition. Like, I don't want to say difficulties because I don't want people to be like, oh my girl, like, is it that hard? It's really not, but it's really just like what I maybe had to go through ish. Like my little things that was a bit hard for me to handle. So I got a little list. You'd be like, girl, I'm like, for real, like, I'm for real, for real. So basically, hold on, let me go into my notes. Here we are. I didn't have to face that much, but there were a couple of things that were maybe hard for me to transition from. Guys, I said that word so easily. Usually I struggle a bit. So we're gonna start with the first thing. Outfits. Guys, I struggled with outfits. Like, I don't know how to explain, but I've always been this girl with a mini skirt. And I never meant it in like a bad way or anything like that. Like, I was never dressed too revealing for a purpose. I'm petite, so for me it was cute. Do you get what I mean? So if you would catch me in my mini skirt or whatever, it was because for me, like, it's cute. Like, I just love the cute aesthetics. I was like, that cute aesthetic. That was like me. Do you get what I mean? And it was very hard. Like, I know for a minute my name on my best friend's phone, on Crystal's phone, was Akosia short skirt, because I was always in the short skirt. I just love it. I don't know why, but it was just like, I just loved it. So I think that was a bit difficult for me. And crop tops, like, TB will tell y'all, I've been wearing crop tops, and it's like, I remember one day she came, she was like, do you own any full t-shirts? And I was like, no, I don't. Like, I don't know what to do. It was like really like a process, because it was like I had to buy everything again. Like, I had to buy t-shirts and stuff. And I'm not gonna, like, listen, I'm not gonna act like I never wear crop tops anymore. Like, that would be a lie. I still wear crop tops. But I think those crop tops that I used to wear were really like the cropped ones. Like, cropped, emphasize on cropped. And so, now it's like, it's a crop top, but it's like a little, it's like just a little bit skin showing, but it's just for the aesthetics. We didn't truly, I ain't trying to attack nobody. And it's just, I don't know. I think with outfits it was a bit of that. So I remember I really had to do an intense shopping, because it was like, even on Sundays I was like, I don't I I do not know what to wear. I didn't really have Sunday outfits, and I didn't want it to make it seem like I'm just gonna dress well on Sundays, but then from Monday to Saturday I'm just wearing whatever I want to wear. Because it don't work like that. Do you get what I mean? Like, Christianity is not on Sundays. It's every day. It's a lifestyle. Do you get what I mean? And I think that's one thing that we lack to understand, but we're getting there. Yeah, like, your relationship with God is not based on a day. It's an everyday thing. Do you get what I mean? So I think it was changing the way I dress at work, changing everything. Like, it was becoming, I had to, like, fully be in, because if I do it halfway, it's not going to work. I had to be consistent with wanting to change. So I had to be consistent in wanting to dress better. For me, end of the day, I'm never going to point at someone and be like, yo, what you're wearing. Like, I wouldn't do that, because when I was doing, I did, like, don't point nothing to me. I did, because a lot of people, like, sometimes I think it never was out of bad intentions, but it's just the delivery, guys. I think, as Christians, as child of God, let's work on the delivery. It's like the way some of y'all be delivering words. It makes me like, no, I don't know. So So yeah, I think the delivery, it's something that is very important. And one thing that I have learned was to tell myself that no matter what, people always are coming from a good intention. I don't think, like, for me, it's like if you really wake up and you say, today my intention is to piss Priscilla off. So whatever she does, I'm just gonna point it out. Like, I pray God deals with you because no, do you get? So I just feel like not everyone has this bad intention. So mostly I would hear you out, but if your delivery is like wrong, it's gonna be hard for me to like digest. You get? So I think we should, and even me sometimes I think that I still have to work with that, and also because now that I'm like a youth leader at church, um it plays a game with it because it's like if they see me wear it and they wear it, I can never like be like, yo, I mean, because it's like, but sis, you were wearing it last week, and it's like, oh. But me, it's different. There's no difference. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's more like setting an example for myself, but also for the generation that is coming after me, and also for the fact that I stand before people, yeah. So I think that played a major part on me wanting to. So, I feel like a lot of times you feel like, oh, Christian outfits are like boring. It's not. It's not like I have fun dressing up. And I feel as good, even better. I'm not gonna lie, I feel better than in my miniskirts. Like I miniskirts were cute. But I feel really like, yeah. Yeah, like I don't know, I really love it. So I just think it's a matter of finding what works for you, what works for your body shape, and what makes you comfortable. You get? I never want to just be looking like an aunt, or looking like I'm like I don't want. Please, I'm not. You guys get what I mean by that, right? And it's just that I just still want to feel good. I still want to feel pretty. Like, excuse me, like pretty girl over here, place. So yeah, I think that might have been something that I had to work with, but it took time. It took time because as much as I renewed my relationship with God, it was ending of 2022. Yeah, ending of 2022. So end of that year, still till mid 2023, really and truly, I was still in my crop tops, like the cropped ones. I was still in my mini skirt, like I was still with it. I think that with time, some of them just came out of the way. Nobody even came and be like, "Hey, don't wear this." Nobody actually did that to me. Like, nah. I think with time, and sometimes my mom would be like, it's like since because you've said. My mom always will remind me that I said. So it's never like I'm saying this because I'm your mother. No, I'm saying this because you said it. So I want you to abide by your words. That's something my mom always told me. If you say it, do it. So basically she was like, if you say you've come back to Christ, know that people are watching you, you know. I'm trying to make sure I use the right words. So yeah, I think it was something that I had to not deal with. It was a bit difficult at first, yes, some like so many times, like guys, there was this one time I went to take pictures and I had this top and I love the top, and I remember I've worn the top many times, and it's see-through. It's not like I don't know how to explain. It's not like plainly see-through. It's like a gray top, but it's light, so you can kind of see my bra through it, right? But I don't I didn't have a problem with it. So I remember I once really needed pictures, so I went out and I took pictures whatsoever. And then I got home and I was checking my pictures to select the ones I wanted to post. And I was like, "Rah, you see my bra." Normally, I would not care because I know I'm just not wearing the bra. Like there's something on top. I really would. I'm telling you guys, I stared at a picture, conviction. Holy Spirit was like, post it. Since yeah, you want to do things, post it. You post it and see. And I was like, but in my defense, so this is me trying to look for pictures where I'm like a bit turned, where you don't really see it. But the pictures that were marking me, like the ones that were really, really pretty, were the face to face one, but then you can see them have a bra underneath. So this is me calling like Crystal. I said, Crystal, I sent the picture to Crystal. I said, Crystal, what do you think? She said, well, I sent it to Meta. Meta was like, can you redo it? Guys, I carried myself and I went to wear a top underneath that because I was still wanted the outfit. That outfit was going to be worn. So I went to wear a top underneath. At this point, it was like 10 p.m. I already got home 10 p.m. super tired. I went to wear a shirt underneath, like not a singlet. Is it called? I don't know if it's called a singlet, but if it's not, as a Ghanaian girl, I've always been told that's called a singlet. So I wore that underneath that top. And guys, the friend who I went to take my patients at that point, she got home. I didn't want to call her. So I had to call somebody else. I was like, yo, what are you doing? She said, I'm about to sleep. I said, please don't enter your bed now. I beg you, I need pictures right now. She said, Pris, it's like past 10. I said, I know, by reading the pictures and I'll explain later. So she came, and whilst we were on our way back, I explained everything to her. She's like, girl, so you really went back. I said, I'm gonna get that picture to get. And really and truly, I could just be like, so what? I'm just posting it. It's not that deep. But end of the day, it is deep, you know? So it's really something that as like that's something I like saying at church when like I speak to the youth and stuff. It's not about you. It's really not about you. It's about the people. And I wouldn't want to cause somebody else to stumble, you know? So sometimes y'all may look at me and be like, yeah, but this is still revealing or this is still showing your body shape or whatever. End of the day, it's never going to be perfect for everyone. But as much as I can leave the house and confidently know that I'm okay in that outfit, I'm really, that I can maybe hear you out, but I might not take it in. And that, I mean, no disrespect with that, you know? So yeah. And also because I have a lot of people around me that check me. So I feel like if I've crossed all of them, I've crossed my mom, I've crossed Maytabel, I've crossed Crystal, I've crossed Debbie, I've crossed TB, I've crossed Overseer, I've crossed myself. And before all of that, the Holy Spirit checked me because he checks me real quick. And I mean, what you really going like? What are you going to tell me exactly that I haven't heard? But yeah, we thank you for your input and your contribution. It will be noted. Thank you. Next thing, next thing was music. Yeah. Music was really, really hard. I think wow, that again is something that I did not just quit at once at all. I started listening to more gospel songs from end 2022, and where I would say that I cut it was, I think mid 2023. I think mid 2023, like everything just changed. It looks like everything was around that season. But yeah, that's when I deleted every Afro playlist I had. Any Afro playlist, any godly music. Because at first it was like I will avoid the playlist, but then I was like, delete it. So I deleted the whole playlist. And it's not per se anything, but I think it was just me because I have this deep connection when it comes to music. Now, if the first 3 seconds you've cursed me out, what did I do to you? So already that. So Afrobeat was a bit easier. I'd say Afrobeat I went a bit longer with Afrobeat, but then it was like, it was giving me that, I don't know, it can be very sensual. So it gives you that little feeling, do you get what I mean? And then a little throwback here and there. So I was like, let me maybe kind of avoid it. So I think with Afrobeat, it took, like, I think hip hop, R&B, and all the rest was really easy for me. And also because I didn't have that much of this type of music. Like, I had a few Megan Thee Stallion here, Cardi B there. So it was kind, I'm not gonna lie, but that was very easy for me to carve. Very easy. But the hardest part was gonna be Afrobeat, and was Afrobeat, to be honest. So I think it was just with time, and sometimes I was hearing some of the lyrics, and I was like, no, I disagree, So it was more, I think it was more that just to because everything is an entry. What you look, what you watch is an entry. What you listen to is an entry. What you eat is an entry. So I think I wanted to protect me at all costs. So if it meant cutting off certain things, I had to cut off certain things, you know. So I think with Afrobeat, it was super, super hard. I'm never gonna be the person when I hear Afrobeat and be like, ah, turn it up now. It's just, you're not gonna find me go look like, no, nah. No, unless it's like the song is like, and I want to hear it because it's like, what's this song? People, sometimes I'm curious. I'm not gonna act like even if people talk about it, I don't check it. I'm still like, I still check. Like, what did you say? But I'm missing out. I'm missing out on a lot. And most of the songs that you would think I know, I just know that certain parts because on TikTok it keeps on playing. So it's more of that, but I had to cut it off to more like protect my ears, and it was more like I go in a season where God was like, I need you to make me the loudest voice in your life. So that means that everything that I was hearing had to be Christian based. It had to be filled with the word. So basically it was listen to more sermons, and listen to more Christian music, like Christian music, because these days everything is just gospel. So Christ based, spirit filled music. I think that's what I not I think that's what I had to do, but it's because that was what was asked from me. So once again, that is very personal to me. So I'm never gonna be like when my niece comes to my house, when TB comes to my house, I'm the type, I love playing music at home. If you watch my stories, there's always music in the background. Like sometimes she can come and connect her phone and she's playing like her Afrobeat and stuff. I never be like, turn it off. Like bro, it's fine. Like, we like, let's chill. But there are some songs where I'll be like, can you skip it? That one, yeah, I do. When there's a song, I'm just like, I he don't say too much nonsense. Just skip it. Like that I do. But for the rest, I just, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, the day is gonna end. That's something Sylvia said, and I never got over it. Next thing I had to stop was clubbing, but that is obvious. That is like, if I didn't say that, it's like, is this guy even serious? Like, yeah, I had to stop clubbing, and was that easy? Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I even had this mindset. My mind was already set on going out less, even trying to not go out anymore before I renewed my life. Yeah, before I came back to Christ. So that was, I think I was already like just done with it. Like it had been 2 years of consecutive. I was tired. I was already done. So that was like, I don't even know why I wrote it here. It's not a challenge. Priscilla, what are you doing? It was not a challenge, guys. I was out. I was out. Oh, very fast. Drinking. I don't want to say that it was a challenge. It was not. It was not a challenge. I never, I want to be sure. I'm sure of saying never before I say, because I ain't gonna lie on this, but no. Yeah. I never bought like alcohol by myself at home to drink by myself. I never got to that point. If I had anything at home, it was rosé. I love me some rosé. So it was more that. And when I'd go out is when I would drink the hard liquor. Why did I say it like that? The liquor. Yeah. And I still love my cocktails. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I do go more towards mocktails. I try to avoid alcohol at all cost. But I'm not gonna lie, if I get to a restaurant and it's like they have good cocktails, I might go for one. Maybe for one. I don't know if I'll do two, because I know that from two, because I haven't drunk in so long, it can give me that little kick. And I even want to avoid that kick, because I know, it's like, huh? Priscilla. And it's like, it's not even like, okay, I don't want to say, it's not even to the point of tipsy yet, but it's like, I feel my system is like, and I have to be alert because the enemy is like creeping around. So with me, it's more like, Priscilla, stay alert. That is more the reason why I don't like this like what I'm trying to make you guys understand is when you have your personal relationship with God, he will give you personal assignments. So some of y'all will relate to what I'm saying. Some of y'all will be like, that ain't have nothing to do with me. And that is totally fine. God will deal with you differently. Do you get what I mean? But for those that are kind of on the same journey with, as I am, or they feel kind of the same conviction, but they're like, what is this? This can kind of help you. Like, did I cut it from the day one day to the next? Nah. What I did is I wasn't drinking any hard liquor. I was like, I'm done with that. I was not taking any shots. I wasn't taking anything like no. But I do cocktails. You get what I mean? So it was like I would do cocktails and like a glass of rosé. But more than that I wouldn't do, you know? And I kept on with that. But then I realized that I started getting drunk on the cocktail. So then I started using that as my little getaway. And I was like, nah, Priscilla, if you're going to play that game, then we're coming off the cocktail. Like I'm not going to lie, but I did get a bit strict on me, but because I know me. So you need to check yourself from time to time. If you can check yourself and be honest with yourself, this is going to be a hard work for you. Whatever you know is your weakness, don't go towards it. Don't play with fire. Don't play with fire because you're going to catch that smoke. And then you'll be like, oh my God, I smell like smoke. Yeah, because you've been playing around that fire. You get, and I'm not finna be in a situation and act surprised, like, oh my God, how did that happen? Girl, you know how that happened. You're on your fourth glass. Like, why is that your fourth cocktail talking about I stopped alcohol? No, you're trying to find another way in. And it's not like let me be wise. So just my sisters and my brothers, find another way, find another solution. And you know how you feel like, oh, but I feel more turned when I'm like tipsy. It's all a lie. I'm not gonna lie. Ain't nothing changed. I laugh as much. I am joyful as much. Like nothing changed, and that's the problem. Like it's like we've had this mindset. If I drink and stuff, that's when I'm gonna have a good time. But if you tell yourself I'm gonna have a good time because I decided I'm gonna have a good time, ain't nobody gonna come against. Nobody's gonna come against that. Do you get? So I think it's more of a mindset and what society has told us. And if you understand that you're not you may be in this world but you're not part of the world, you will start living differently. So I really want that for all of us. Like I'm not gonna come like, hey, so many of my friends still drink and I ain't got no problem with that. You do you, boo. When the convictions gets to you, they will sit together. But I'm good. I'm really good. I ain't got no problem. Like I'm never gonna be like, yo, yeah, I just feel like, you should stop. Like, I don't know. I just feel like everybody on their own timing. Because when some of my friends stopped drinking before I stopped drinking, they went on my throat about it. So I'm not gonna be on them throats about it. Do you get? And I think that's like the approach, guys. The approach is so important. So important. But if you see a friend that's like getting drunk and wasted every 2 minutes, maybe approach nicely, but it's really different for everyone. You get? So I'm taking you guys on my journey, so that those that get it, get on the wagon. Those that don't get it, try and get it. Now the next thing I had a problem with was taming my tongue. um was that a challenge? I don't want you guys to have the for those that maybe didn't know the Priska Harris era. Um, I wasn't rude or loud or whatever, but let's say that I would probably speak before I would think. Whereby now I'm more like I need to think about what I'm about to say next. Why? Because it could have an impact in so many ways. So I think I had to work on that because we do not understand. Like, there's something that is really, really crazy. And I think in the book of James, he speaks about it, that the tongue is the smallest instrument in your whole body, but it is what holds the most power. What it means by that is that, it says it that the power of death and life lies on your tongue. If you speak life into your life, prosperity and all of that comes to you. But if all you do is speak down on your life, then this is what you're going to attract because you speak into it. So I've decided that when I open my mouth is to speak life or to speak blessings. I don't want to open my mouth and it's like nonsense that's coming out. I don't want to open my mouth, it's like you're rolling out because like why some people, I don't know if y'all ever seen this. People just open their mouth and I get vexed because, and I get more vexed when it's like, you've got a nice face. Why are you wasting it? The moment you open your mouth, I want to jump out of the window. What's going on? Close it. You know, let's be wise people. Like bro, like what did you just say? Like, it's giving shush, you know? So um it's not about being the most intelligent person or whatsoever, but it's applying wisdom to what you do. You know? Try to make sure, say, what you're saying is is making sense. Because if it's not making sense, but you also want to push it down our throat, it's like we have a problem because where exactly are we going with this conversation? You get? So yeah, I don't think, but I do believe that if we could control our tongue and tame it, so many things would go differently for us. So many things. A lot of us, the reason why we're in the situations where we found ourselves is because we spoke those situations upon ourselves. "Ah, I ain't even gonna make it." And then you see things are not working out. Why? Because you declared that you're not even gonna make it. And those are small things. But the more you declare it, the more it's like life is like, well, you've been calling upon it, here we are. You're not going to make it, you know? But if you declare, I'm gonna make it regardless. The situation may come, but the situation will pass by. It's a situation, so it has a time phrase, a time phrase. Yeah, in fact, I was gonna speak French. Once it passes, you ain't got no worries. Do you get? So you have to be able to speak yourself through situation. You have to be able to speak life into you. You have to be able to bless yourself. Like so many times, like, oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm so this. Hey, my brother, my sister. Don't use your mouth to be saying this. Like I used to think my mom is dramatic when I'd be like, oh, je suis trop bête. And she'd go like, non, non, t'es pas bête. Il faut pas dire ça. I'm like, but mom. And she's like, no, 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 you're not gonna open your mouth and say, oh, I'm dumb. And I'm dumb. Like we would laugh about things like that. But when you deep it, yo, when you start becoming dumb, when you start not make when you start losing sense, you can't blame anybody else but yourself, So, like, let's start speaking life into our lives and into the lives of our loved ones. Like, so many times we just speak down on the people around us. Like, are you sure about that? You ain't not really gonna make it. Like, you know, let's start becoming the reason why our friends and family are actually becoming blessed because we've spoken so much blessings upon their lives. You know, if we could change the way we speak, we would change so many things in our lives. Like, you cannot change the world if you can't change your own life. You can't change things that are happening in your life, but you want to go and change somebody else's life, or you want to come and change your world based on what? With what authority? What have you learned? What have you acquired? Like, what have you done that we can come and say, okay, if this person come and stands for us, we can believe in them. When for your own self you can't stand, but you want to come and stand for the whole. Like, hello, how do you feel like you're making sense? You know. But some people, if they come and say, Professor, I'm gonna stand for you. Hey, stand. Stand. Because I know one thing for sure, you stand for your own self. So you're gonna stand for me for sure. But if it's somebody that always doubts themselves and they want to come and say, I'm gonna stand for you, yeah, that is so nice of you. I highly appreciate it. But take a seat. But I highly appreciate it still. You know, appreciation is nice, but no. you know, did that just make sense? Sometimes I can get a bit carried away, but you guys get what I'm trying to go with that. Let's just, think about the things we say, think about the things we do, because at the end of the day, we reflect Christ. It's not about us, it's about Christ. So they're watching a movie and I really hope you don't hear them. But yeah, it's really a lot that we have to be careful of. But once again, once those things become like your lifestyle, it's not hard anymore. When I think one thing that can be such a great example, when you start going to the gym, the first few times it is hard to keep up. Like you go on the treadmill and you lose breath really quickly. You do something and you get tired really quickly. You don't really know how the machines works and stuff. But once you start going there consistently, because you've built that consistency, it becomes a lifestyle. You start walking into the gym with a confidence, like with your shoulders up, because first of all, you know how to run on this treadmill. You know how all the machines work, and you can even start helping other people. So in the same way in your life, if you're not consistent and you don't keep on doing what you're supposed to do, you can't really come and help people and point people where they're going wrong. You can't come and tell this person the way you're lifting this weight, you're going to break your back. You can't, because how can you know? Do you get? So at the same place, at the same way, I feel like we need to work on the way we do our things in our life and make sure that everything that we do it consistently. It may be hard at a certain point, it gets hard, but the most important is to never give up. Because if you give up, you don't know who is depending on you for them to keep on going. Do you get? So if you have this mentality like, okay, it's not just about me and I want to also better myself and I need you, God, to help me in this journey, you're going to see how God is really, really going to step in for you. So end of the day, you know, the life is a journey. But one thing for sure is that we're getting there, guys. I love you so much and God bless you.